Another thing that happened to Joe Rogan, and this happens to all of us in life, in work, whatever. He got really comfortable with a group of sycophants who leeched off of him. He surrounded himself with people that are his friends, that like him, but a lot of them who like owe their careers to Joe Rogan, they started to be this cacophony of yes men that kind of, I would say, dulled Joe's edges, if you will. I'm talking about Brian Callen, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer especially, like all these guys, Andrew Schultz, guys who kind of owe their career to Joe Rogan. Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Rogan. Absolutely, Mr. Rogan. You're the best, Joe, man. These other guys, they just don't get it. So then when guys come in who like Joe Rogan, are friends with Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan didn't make them, sometimes, I've noticed this, sometimes they'll bust Rogan's balls, and especially, this is sad for a comedian, it'll go right over Joe's head. Like he just will not catch it. Or something will bother Joe Rogan, and he gets really kind of bitchy or snippy or changes the subject fast. It seems weird for a comedian who built his whole show on riffing with his friends and yes and bullshitting with guys. I find it easy to believe that a guy who gets hundreds of millions of fans, hundreds of millions of dollars, I dare anyone to not let that shit change them. But Joe Rogan had Big J. Okerson and Louis J. Gomez on his show. And they were making jokes about the Rogan Sphere, because I don't know if you know this, but the Rogan Sphere is the name that people online have given kind of Joe's circle of comedians. You know, Howard Stern had his Whack Pack. Joe Rogan has the Rogan Sphere. Now, that's kind of the guys I talked about before. But then there's guys who are like in the vicinity, but they have their own thing, like Shane Gillis, Big J, Dave Smith, the Legion of Skanks guys, Louis J. Gomez. So they were on and they wanted to, you know, we've kind of, the curtain's been pulled back a little bit, and we know that Joe is kind of bothered by this internet shit, which I wish he wouldn't. You know, the Mark Maron thing bothered him. The elephant graveyard video kind of stuck in his craw a little bit. And I think these Crack-A-Miko songs kind of bug him. And, you know, Big J. Okerson and Louis J. Gomez are the complete opposite of Joe Rogan when it comes to that. They have a very easygoing sense of humor. Shit rolls right off their back. I kind of relate to that. You can rip on them, make fun of them, shit on them. They go, everybody has a right to do that. It's kind of like they've been shit on by Crack-A-Miko. They think it's hilarious. But they went into Rogan's studio and started talking about the Rogan Sphere. And you could tell that Joe is not a big fan of that term, does not like when people use it, sees it as negative because he tries to spin out of this immediately. And I'm just wondering if you guys are as uncomfortable as I was watching this the first time. Now, full disclosure, this is a video by Unique, YEWNEEK. I want you to go like and subscribe to Unique. Go watch this video. Here we go.
Here. I went, oh, really? Because, yes, then the last time we came in, I did smoke. And when it was done, call it like wearing lucky underwear or something. I was like, we had a good flip back and forth. We were all jive. We made the Rogan Sphere. We did. Yeah. We officially got the Rogan Sphere.
Okay, so right there, that was uncomfortable. So right away, he says, we made the Rogan Sphere. And Joe, let's do that. I'm sorry, I'm going to red bar this a little bit with too much pausing. I'm sorry. But there are a few little giveaways that maybe I'm digging too deep into, but they made me uncomfortable when I heard them.
Wearing lucky underwear or something. I was like, we had a good flip back and forth. We were all jive. We made the Rogan Sphere. We did. Yeah. We officially got the Rogan Sphere. We've been repping hard out there in the streets.
You should see us. We tell everyone.
I get my credits to go from the Bonfire, Legion of Skanks, and most notably, the Rogan Sphere.
So the Rogan Sphere lately has kind of been a catch-all term for people shitting on Joe Rogan, shitting on Bert Kreischer, shitting on people like that. But again, Big J and Louis J. Gomez have always been guys who are like, it's the fucking internet. Who gives a shit? Have some fun. Joe doesn't see it that way. So Joe, Mr. Roll with it. Joe, Mr. Riffin. Joe, Mr. Go with the flow. Here's Rogan Sphere. Now you got a chance to maybe, you know what people really like? Even if they say they hate your guts, when you're self-deprecating and you kind of roll with an inside joke, even your most ardent haters will give you credit for it. So let's see how Joe addresses the Rogan Sphere thing.
Notably, the Rogan Sphere.
The manosphere is a real subject. Like people believe that it's real. That there's this like coalition of men, like trying to convert young boys into the evil ways of being a man.
No, Joe, they said Rogansphere. You heard manosphere? They said Rogue. I have a hard time believing you mistake the word man for your last name. I think you heard them say Rogansphere. Did you really just try to bullshit pivot into some Andrew Tate manosphere shit? Really? Come on, Joe. That shit's beneath you. They're trying to have a little fun with your thing. You got hundreds of millions of dollars on the Spotify deal alone. Let a bunch of fucking autistic guys on YouTube call you the Rogan Sphere. Who gives a shit? You can buy and sell them 1,000,000 times over. And that's, by the way, that's the biggest thing they have on you if you would just roll with this Rogan Sphere shit. Roll with the elephant graveyard thing. Roll with Too Lazy to Try. Just roll with it. Make some self-deprecating jokes about it, because then the only thing they have on you, Joe, is that you're rich and successful. And maybe the billionaire influencer thing.
Manosphere.
I think that's the same thing as the Rogan Sphere.
No, the manosphere, it's like there's levels to it.
Wrong.
Like Andrew Tate's the highest level.
See, look at that. He is trying to spin away from this Rogan Sphere thing so hard. Why? And it's uncomfortable because now Lewis and Jay are starting to get it. They're starting to catch on to Joe and his stern moving on this. So now they're going to be uncomfortable and they're just going to roll with it. Oh, just make a joke.
Oh,
yeah,
right, of course.
Right? That's top G of the manosphere.
Of course.
If you're like categorizing those things, the thing that you're most terrified of is a guy like Andrew Tate.
I was never like stoked on that kind of like.
Yeah, if I'm a young like Ukrainian girl.
Yeah. I've never been to that kind of like the Maxim magazine, Spike TV. Like,
so now look at how weird this. Like, is anyone like? I was uncomfortable when I watched this because now the conversation is like inauthentic. And it's just this weird, we're pivoting now to Maxim magazines when we were kids. And like, remember Olivia Munn? And I don't know. All because Joe Rogan can't laugh at a manosphere joke. So then there was something else that came up a little bit later, but I don't want to skip because I don't want to go too far here because I don't want to miss it.
Maxim magazine, like hometown chicks in their bikinis. I'm like, these girls would never talk to me. I just have like too much self-loathing to be into it. It's
Dude,
like,
if you could
here's
make
fancy
money.
clothes. Well, I don't fit in those clothes. Like everything was just like a bummer out of
See,
this.
now everything's uncomfortable. Everything's weird. This is not a real conversation. They're all trying to, change lanes because Joe's clearly uncomfortable with the manosphere thing.
Magazines. So I would just get straight
If they make a fucking Mark Maron joke, Joe's going to kick their ass out of the studio.
pornography.
Yeah.
And even
Because
that,
you being short, some like other like dude, and now everyone's like trashing her because she was like, you can't make fun of short people.
Hey, go back to that. Go back to that. What he said. It says Lemon said he thought Kelly looked chopped. He said, I think she looks trans. Lemon said. In response, Lemon's co-host wrapped up the show saying, let's end on that note.
that's fantastic.
Bro, that editor hates him. There's no way that editor doesn't hate him and say, let's end on that.
Clockable's a hilarious thing to call a woman.
That is so crazy. But also he's gay, right? So he doesn't know that Megyn Kelly's hot. She's dangerous, like super smart lawyer hot.
Is he out gay? I don't follow him. No, he's like an out gay guy. Don Lemon?
Yeah. Don Lemon's married to a guy.
Black guy?
I think he's married to a white guy.
Yeah. You're not going to put a black guy in your butt.
Good thing Joe Rogan doesn't have a problem with interracial gay sex jokes. Otherwise, we'd be fucking pivoting again.
Jesus Christ.
That's what they do.
Are you sure?
That's what gay sex is. I don't know. This is probably the first time this has permeated the Rogan Sphere.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. So he goes right back to the Rogan Sphere. Let's see if we can get Joe to take a second bite of the apple. Let's see if we can get Joe to feel a little more comfortable with the Rogan Sphere.
think the manosphere would know something about this? But
So when I was a kid, when I was young, like
Joe ain't biting. Joe's just gonna go right on to something else. Fuck the Rogan Sphere. We're not talking about it. Do you know how many people would be so happy if Joe Rogan would admit Bert Kreischer's a hack? Like, that's all it would take for the internet to fall in love with Joe Rogan all over again. Is just go, that fat, shirtless retard, that fucking human embodiment of a turd, that notice me laugh asshole.
there was no online, obviously. And the first time I ever saw gay porn was a girl that I met at a comedy club.
What?
I'm
What are we?
Wondered by Metzger when he hits you with conspiracy theories.
Ever.
Oh, here we go. So this is another one that he runs from. So they start bringing up Kurt Metzger and conspiracy theories. And again, Jay and Lewis are just going to naturally run onto something that they think is funny, and Rogan's just going to lay the brakes to it.
He stayed in my house a couple of weeks
He
ago.
looms over you and just
Yeah.
like tells you, "Oh, you didn't know? Oh, you didn't know?"
I tried to show him the Riyadh comedy.
Oh, yeah. So now Jay Okerson, now I remember, Jay Okerson is going to bring up a lot of the American Redact and Too Lazy to Try and Crack Amico Saudi Arabia stuff, and Rogan doesn't want to hear shit about it.
Festival rap that Crack Amico did.
Shout out Crack Amico.
Shout out Crack Amico. It's so good. So funny.